Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another splendorous Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, master of propaganda. We're off here to 2 vs 2 on Moscow outskirts. We shall be watching Sturmtiger Giap and Sturmtiger Alastor fighting for Germany. Deutschland. Taking out to the field here in the name of the Kampfgruppe Wilhelm versus Milk Police and Jesulin, fighting for the Soviet Union and the peoples of the Socialist Republics. Taking on the fight here of the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. We're noting Special Rifle Command and Support Company up initially. Maximum right away there up for Milk Police. Jesulin adding in some conscripts. More standard stuff though from the Germans, although we do note that Giap is getting an MG42 first. Alastor getting some grenadiers first. Points being secured left and right.
Machine gun ready.
2nd Maxim on the way there. Another MG for Giap. This is actually slightly getting worrying then. Then again, if they're coordinating their troops and MGs, I suppose it could work, but even then, that's some slightly worrying prospects. And there we go, we note an early scout car there then from Jesulin, the M3A1, bashing through the fences as though they were made of wood. Which they did turn out to be, actually. They're breaking its way. Then it is MG42 looks like they are coordinating here. The left side then being largely abandoned. At the same time, they're rather focused towards the munitions point, maybe expecting the initial engagement here, who knows. But at the same time, ending up giving up both viewpoints here initially to the Soviets. It does have a few slight issues there. Scout here applying nice pressure early on. Those are rather difficult for the Germans to deal with. Needs to pull back. Max is stopping the advance from the Pioneers. More troops arriving here. A minor core team saying, there you go, conscript taking position here, but near the cut-off point.
You have orders.
Flanking around maybe here, the heavier position by Giap. Pioneers there, and are now finally getting an MD and finally getting some infantry there. Countries are being besieged. I want to take up. Oh, quickly fall back here. Just didn't realise the series not going to work out one very well. Pioneers retreating as well. At least they managed to deny the fuel point here, but at the same time the Germans are not getting any of the fuel points. So in that department has a slight advantage to the Soviets initially. Scout car rushing around here on the field. Because he needs to slightly fall back. Conscripts MG moving up there. Mining gives him the combination where they should have the advantage here to take up heavy cover. Maximum here, Glennis wants to fall back. Interesting enough, no one in the scout car there. Conscripts getting suppressed. And there we go, comrades could go down, but nope, looks like they make it. Scout car getting caught up in a bit of a traffic jam. More specifically, an awful lot of pedestrians on the field. They're going straight to the MG42, a large force here.
Yes, comrade.
And what is this? No, I don't think so. There's a possible back. The scout one is going to be quite the obstacle. Just looking bulletproof early on, and of course the 50 caliber makes it a rather terrible foe to deal with unless you can somehow ambush it with a Panzerfaust.
The motherland grows.
Somehow managed to catch it in a very large amount of bullets. We might into holding it up there. They might consider suppressing the Maxim first. There go forcible backs out, rush in behind. Maybe with larger forces hit them from having to attack it. So far the Soviets are dominating a larger part of the field. Noting here that Milk Police is locking down the rest of the map with Maxim, making things a lot more difficult. Maxim getting suppressed, Counters moving up, flanking the MG42. Interesting enough, he's still not using this MG42 with Maxim here, instead he's continuing to find the conscript sector surrounding it. Group 1 there still pretty much contested. There go another MG42, stopping the conscript from trying to flank somewhat. MG42 there, there might be in serious trouble. And there goes, oh no! Alastor there, a bit too bold. Lost the crowd grenadiers, but what the Pioneers cut in the air. They're getting caught out nowhere by the conscripts, so not going to look good. The initial German strategy of sort of basically stopping down on one part of the map is already hitting a pretty serious obstacle. The scout car already here, by the way, with 5 kills over to Jesulin. 4 counter squads, 1 scout car, and some flame-throwing building engineers. Falling from the MG42, definitely lots of pressure going on here. And a lot of damage this goes to the MG42. Scout car pulling through, 49 MG42 off the field. Attempts to break through here and elsewhere are not encountering the best of situations. And now a field gun has already arrived here for Milk Please, already predicting, of course, any kind of armoured cars might arrive. Do some nasty things to their scout car that the Germans are only now beginning about with the light mechanized company. So overall, a bit of a rough start here for the Reich. Some of the demands are clear and maximum, and looks like they are making away with it. Like thieves in the night.
Army at your service.
You have orders for us?
Good job there repairing the scout car. Already 6 kills, veterancy 1. Map control is not good here for the Germans initially.
Soldiers ready.
German squad here trying to flank, ends up taking an awful lot of Maxim to the face. Forced to retreat. Scout car rapidly responds. MG42 moving in, and needs to be careful forcing. Looks like the Germans are slightly altering their strategy. They're now splitting up, trying to sort of focus on either side, hoping to find a gap there. And then maybe they could reinforce either or something like that. Who knows? But at the same time, of course, with the more static play that Milk Please is going for, there's a chance that they can find out where he's not large, so they could sort of then face only Jesulin, maybe could have done a bit better. But there goes Scout getting close, but taking a face full of machine gun bullet. Forced to fall back as a response there. And we are learning here that German Giap is now focusing much more heavily on the right hand side. Might they finally get the fuel point there? So that's this one here, which means they're actually getting some fuel. And both players, by the way, getting scout cash at the 221. Now going to become the 222. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And an early tank battalion here, likely due to the 2 fuel caches, of course, being in their hands for some time, allowing him to rapidly rush for that stuff. And Jesulin here going for guard smoke, sending the enemy to guards in to like to sort of help the scout cars of the German kind. Rather common response. Scout cars, oh, looks like he might be able to outmaneuver the one here, because it is going out as well. But already here taking heavy damage, like from the 50 caliber there on it. Scout makes way there, but Cutter moving in, like to try and get up and out of tank grenade. No, stop! Oh, he wasn't aware of the danger behind the wall. And there we go, doesn't even get the field gun. Oh dear, what a waste of a good scout gun. Meanwhile, a small flank is holding in from here, taking a longer route, trying to sort of hook around the forces. Good job there. Scout doing what they can, focusing up, opening up. Scout here, MG Grenadiers. Things are definitely heating up a bit more. The Germans seem to be getting a bit of a better grip now of the situation. Can't go inside the building. Guardsmen here fall away. Few points are rapidly changing hands, and there we go. Can't go inside the building, inside the church. Realising there is no such thing as sanctuary in a war, and they all end up dead. He's hitting what they can. Quick round grenade here. Heavy damage here to the Maxim crew. Minor engagement over here results in the retreat of some pioneers. And a half track up for Milk Please. He could be saving up for AA. Half track from 70 Lambs and lay down a murderous hailfire there versus German infantry. I suppose lucky for the Germans he did not go for a tactical step. Would have left the Germans in a real sore spot, because they've got absolutely no anti-tank weapons except Panzerfaust. Mortars arriving. Mortars, Granatenwerfer.
Infantry fire incoming!
Fresh units on the field.
Guardsmen getting suppressed here at the entry point. The cemetery continuing to be a formidable foe. Left-hand side continues to largely be Russian. And there we go, the quart mount is up. 450 caliber machine guns. A nasty combination there. Slightly hit. There's a Giap noting a minefield up. Good job there. That's a good to make things more awkward there with the Sprengminen.
MG fire!
A design which will later be copied by both the Soviets and the Americans for their own bounding mines, by the way. Scout's moving up there, they might hit the field. Scout, oh, half-tech with 40, looks like finally a pack has arrived. There you go, pack 40 gets off one good hit. Half-tech might not get out of this one alive. No, apparently the wrecked truck won't. Nope. And there we go, pack 40 scores a kill for Deutschland. Knocking out Scout Cook into veteran D2, by the way. But there we go, armor car finding the MG52. Continue armor pitching rounds could be workable here. Yes, there we go, switching over to continue armor pitching rounds. Good, good. Though everybody seems to escape it before man to fire them off. Bit of waste there. Heavy mortar rounds for Jesulin over to Alastor. 3 grenadiers, 1 pioneer, 1 MG42, 1 pack 40. No taking up, no commander either for Alastor. Should consider looking into it. He does have Ostrov and assault support and festering armour. Assault support will give the opposite to sort of help his troops. The forward blitz will of course then help with the resources, which is certainly a bit of a problem here for the Germans. And there we go. Assault support, Sturmunterstützung, and an Opel Blitz arrives. And the Maxim here is taking an absolute thrashing here. The field gun fine. We're noting a second half-track here. 4 milk, please landing to 1 reinforced troops to the field. Absolute pandemonium here. MG recruit. Half. Is that a German half-track? Yes, indeed. Giap has one. But right now the Soviets are largely keeping the Germans contained, pinned down with a much smaller section of the map and holding them largely off the field point as well. This is hardly an aspiring situation here. Another quarter mount half track. Duck down to do something in. Oh, there we go! Finally went down! Finally went down and apparently killed the units in it as well, actually lighting on fire, leaving but one rather particularly macabre, whatever, bonfire. Rather closely linked up here. A few good hits from the mortar might be able to take out the reducing counter barrels there going in from Milk's Police, field gun clearing out the pack 40. Mortar there slowly creeping up with the kills. Germans getting further continuing. At the same time, we do see here that Giap realises the chance here to sort of break out on the left hand side. Good swift movement there, it's going to force him to sort of talk about attention. At the same time, of course, also slackens off the effort here. But at the same time, continuing how the Germans contain them, shifting out elsewhere is a good idea. Continuing on his mountain, attention to the Russians. Killing, murdering, doing damage. You see a mortar bomb, nonetheless managing to get off there, that's not good. Pack holding in, reinforcing, half-track taking a hit here from a Soviet field gun. Vetri 2 tracking up, mortar fire going to go in, half-track kaput. Hitler's 15 Panzerwagen. Got naught, but a burning piece of scrap. Drive grenades and MG fire. Going to the upper middle foe as always. Still no sign of taking up. He's going to rely on the Tigers. Oh dear. He should consider an officer though with the contract fire ability that could allow him a bit better chance of actually breaking out another engagement here, trying to get the food point here. Grenadiers looks like they might have a chance to get a Molotov going off here. They between 2 Grenadiers. Ah, scheiße, they are lit on fire.
Territory secured.
Maxim there to be recalled. Forces pushing out another barrel. Oh, direct hit on the Grenadiers. Pop direct hits on Helmut.
Sector secure.
What do you need?
Further fighting going on here, more rifle grenades, and then attempting to force Russian out the church. Constantly serving is a bit of a strong point there.
Are securing our territory.
A second Opel Blitz up, the Germans are really desperate for resources. We're knowing that Giap's gone for mobile defence. Adding in an armoured car, Giap seems to be the only player that generally goes for it, except for Price. Even then, Price only seems to be using it 2 versus 2s. Well, there we go, the Puma heavy armoured car. MG42 is setting up, maybe. Veteran 2, that's lovely. Puma here for some reason actually managed to kill something for once. That's not a vehicle. They'll probably because they're so low on health. They'll continue to bombard. That field gun has an impressive kill rate. Really good use there of the field gun by Milk Please, understanding where to sort of get the most effect and thus the most worth out of his money. But again, Giap here shifting nicely, sort of constantly trying to go around here. Giap playing a solid, mobile and flexible game there. That's good, that is good. Alastor less so at the same time then drawing enemy fire and attention while Giap slowly switches over. Over to Giap again.
Command tanks can now be deployed.
Still no sign of taking up from either player. Not a fully happy commandant with that. Of course, that is merely my opinion. Granatwerfer shifting over there. Still no veterans on there. Heavy mortar firing away. Definitely proving a bit of a problem there for the Germans in establishing a defense.
Grenadiers!
And of course, the Puma can't really do much against the infantry there. And so far, neither of the Serbs have gotten any armor out, sort of really have the half-deck or anything, or the scout covers, anything there. Defensive shout, and mortar wiped out here by a swift assault there from Jesulin. Not good news there. Not for the Germans anyways. Actually continuing further pressure. Germans sitting back over here. Max into Giap's efforts from the west. Alastor though making progress on the right hand side. MG42 versus MG42. And this MG42 Veteran 2 is low on health and numbers. Short pull back, to be honest. Not going to go well fit. And the conscripts here apparently a bunch of pyromaniac with molotovs and a flamethrower. Hey Yuri, do you like fire? Why yes I do.
Attempting to steal our sector.
Taking losses!
Continue pressure. Scout car continue not really achieving much.
We are losing a sector.
A bit fierce panzer right now would be the better choice with punching against the infantry, do some damage there. Oh, and another MG42 lost there. Giap much. Oh, maybe Alastor too much there. And there you go, with Felix Panzerwagen arriving here. A chance to do some more serious anti-infantry damage. Oh dear, another MG in trouble. Germans playing at least a bit more confidently now. A bit more aggressively. Felix Panzerwagen caught there with its stubby gun. And a pair of T-35 missiles arrives, with obviously for Jesulin since he's got the guard's motor. Which of course there with a pair. Nasty T-35s, no doubt close being wiped out. Then this wiped out, and this needs to fall back there as well. And guardsmen there buttoning up from inside the building. By the way, that is something guardsmen can do. They can actually button up vehicles from inside a vehicle. Fun little fact there. And 4 command taking from needs to pull back towards more defensible and safe territory. To get the muzzle, panther fast. Running the pack 40 in. Puma moving in with a rather limping down its engine. Just utter violence across the frontage. Guns roaring, men dying. Puma there being held back by guards and conscripts. Mining infiltration here by Alastor. Not entirely sure what he's hoping to do that way. It's a bit risky since the option over now there's tanks roaming about. And the Grenadiers only got cancer flash trying to hold it back with. Giap needs to get his punishment to work on both of these.
Einsatzbereit.
And there we go, MG42's going to catch these Grenadiers. Wreck Alastor's attempt. And noting Alastor's now gotten himself a Tiger tank. A Tiger. Maybe that could provide them with a bit more impetus to sort of break out. Then again, the question is if they might not have waited for Doctrine armor, just gone for something more regular earlier on, they might have done a bit better as well. And certainly wouldn't be in this, how should one put it, awkward situation. But the Tiger is on the move. Opening up there on the T-3045. S-Mine's been dealt with there, and time for the mid-game analysis. At that point, as always, we sort of have a look at what the current situation is, and sort of try to look at what can be done and what might not want to be done. I mean, the current situation is not exactly beer and skittles here for the Germans. They're deeply contained. They are not having much luck in breaking out. The Soviets are largely dominating the map with large amounts of infantry, support weapons, field guns, machine guns, mortars, and they've got tanks. They've got a few tanks there. Of course, the Germans are slowly getting back there in the department. They've got a Tiger, they've got a command tank, and they've even got the Puma, although as always that's a bit sort of less joyous in sort of what it can do. So of course the question becomes, what can the Germans really do now? I mean, they need to break out. Of course, the Tiger probably offers them one of their best chances, can do some damage in infantry, force back the T-30-45. So if they're sort of basically now try to push in everything they can towards the right-hand side, keeping the Tiger supported, having that thing spearhead its way through here, get that fuel point back, then swing towards here, and maybe clear up from here, they might have a chance if they keep it properly supported with the Panzer IV command tank. The Puma sort of swiftly dealing with any interlopers on the flanks in terms of vehicles. The Panzer IV command tank dealing with any support weapons using its high explosive rounds. That might have a chance of actually working. Giap, a bit low on infantry, could consider quick Ostrom reserve to sort of quickly make up for that difference. Also, some things the Germans might want to consider setting up some bunkers around here, maybe a machine gun bunker and a command bunker, allowing sort of bit better field presence, since they're rather constantly getting pushed off due to having to pull back for reinforcements. So that might prove to be a slightly beneficial idea for them as well. For Alastor, he should consider getting an officer to boost his troops. I mean, he is really good, he is useful, and of course another Oberblitz could also be an idea to sort of help further, and I suppose saving up for this, or maybe something from either of these two abilities. But over to the Soviets, they're definitely the more dominant. Also in terms of damage, they're looking pretty alright. Kills as well, they are not looking too bad either. And certainly they got most of the map, they've got most of the fuel, and looks like Milk Please is about to hit the ISU 152, which is definitely going to increase the difficulty level for the Germans by a few scores. That's definitely going to get rather painfully awkward soon as well, and certainly also make that whole waiting for doctrine armor maybe a slightly less grand idea in some departments. So things are about to get further unpleasant there, but the Germans so it's all looking good. A bit more infantry for Milk Please though might be an idea. That's definitely looking like that could be a bit of a disadvantage. As for Jesulin, he's certainly got the infantry, he's got tons of it. He's also got the tanks, he's definitely sort of the stronger player here, the one doing most of the legwork, and should definitely keep it up. He might want to consider sneaking in a tank, say maybe knocking out some of those Opel Blitzers, but that's about it. Keep up the sort of way he's been playing now, which is mobile defense, aggressive, rapid exploitation and such, quickly punishing the Germans for any mistake to make and push them back. So, back to the fight. Overall, the German options are currently a bit limited. Got off an anti-tank on the enemy block, bad news. And the Tiger did, for example, have a rather exposed radiator. It was really a weak point on the Tiger. It was not uncommon for them to either be abandoned or at least pulled out of the fighting with that damage, because then there's a higher risk of the engine basically overheating. So that was quite a weak point on the Tiger. And to a certain extent, I believe it is also on the King Tiger. There were certain reports on that, for example, being disabled by a mortar round hitting the insulation during, for example, Market Garden, during the fighting in Arnhem. Getting the fuel point there. Panzer IV command taking the fort, Puma following up, Pack 40 moving in. Lots of pioneers moving in, then Tiger back in the fight. Gunsmiths there on the run. Ooh, there's my friend, that's a bit of an obstacle there for the guardsmen. Jesulin's guardsmen, ever present, ever nasty.
Taking fire!
Both T-35 servicing repairs. There you go, ISU 152 available. The Schwero Boy, the Beast Killer. Not really designed as a tank destroyer, though it could actually do the job reasonably well.
We're under attack!
The ISU 122 though was actually more of a heavy tank destroyer. Then we're Tiger Force, they're catching the T-35 there in a nice bit of shots. Dark knocks into the building. Really large efforts now going on the right hand side. IC-152 opening up the response. Transport command tank takes a nasty cast forward up. Tight continues though. Getting close, there's a veteran to one, that's good. Though we also see marked vehicle already popping up, making a bit of a nasty appearance there. Guard can constantly forward signal is transport command tank doing the tank while the rest pulls away.
Watch out!
Getting left hand side though, a small manoeuvre there. Constantly light harassment. And there you go, the Ostrom reserves have arrived. 2 Ostrom CoH, 1 lightest machine gewehr. Of course, you need to remember to stop being covered so don't get any kind of damage out. Now you need to retreat, so zurückfallen! IC-152 to be ever the beast. And there you go, Transport heavily wounded, heavily murdered.
Secured.
Constantly grabbing away points there. The Germans sort of gaining that map control in some way or the other. They're still a bit limited.
Supply lines have been cut.
And resources are still highly limited to basically what the orbital blitzes can help extra secure. Since they do double the amount of resources you get out of
Now
any
this
point.
land belongs to the Soviet people.
So for example, if you were to get them, for example, this one you get 22 munitions per moment, or for example here 14 fuel per minute out of that point, for example. So they're quite handy though. Again, getting them out to these points of course puts a lot more risk on them, so of course not something a lot of players do. Again, if you do it and you can sort of protect it, you will get a lot more out of it than if you didn't do it. That much for sure. Looks like Giap is planning something on the left flank. We're seeing an armoured car platoon there on patrol.
Do you need something?
Schwerer Panzerschwerwagenzug.
They killed Yevgeny! The bastards. Heavy tank here. Engineers have secured that section.
Police are doing what they can. Puma's waiting for something. Maybe the command tank, maybe the
enemy has taken
Befehls Panzerwagen.
HMG crew is ready.
Ostrom tank point there. Good. That machine gun unit moving up. We're noting he's actually utilising counter-attack tactics to help speed up taking territory. Splendid, splendid.
Forces are capturing our supplies.
Lovely work there. Control going in there again, trying to draw attention, shift, surge at least. Make it a bit harder for them to repair. Tiger on the move. Puma slightly moving it as well. Lovely work here. Nice use of counter-attack tactics then by Giap. Puma's continuing to move out. Tiger moving up from some other angle as well. What could they be planning? Command tank should also get moving then. No, no, he stopped taking it. He stopped taking what he's doing. What is he doing? He could gain that fuel. Oh well. What could be happening? The T-35s, but they're still hanging about down here. Looks like they've been forgotten by Jesulin, which is a bit of an awkward situation. I just want to lay down some rather murderous measures as well. Ostrom apparently take up position here inside the building, getting a bit of bonus level like machine gun and rifles. Holding back the veteran to fleet guardsmen. And there we go, looks like a deep flank is on the way here from Giap. Over to Jesulin though, over to Jesulin. Up past the corner in the way. Firing away with murderous glee. There we go, some Grenadiers joining in as well. And there you go, IC-152 firing away here. What could the Germans be planning?
34 ready for combat.
Tiger moving in from another angle. T-35s, more T-35s have arrived. Or have arrived. Getting stopped here by the T-35 bug. Yeah, this is about to get ugly. IC-152 turning out the rear. Tiger moving in, Pack 40 moving in. A pincer maneuver. By the looks of it, one Puma though went down, but still. IC-152, and what is this? A bombing strike inbound. The Luftwaffe strikes. No, not a bombing run, strafing run. Oh well, stop some of the infantry, but there you go. IC-152 take heavy damage. And there you go, went down. Tiger needs to get out of there. Blitzkrieg. Soviet bombing run going in by the looks of it. And it takes out one of the T-35s. The Soviet Air Force ended up helping and doing the job of the Luftwaffe. Tiger though taking heavy damage. He has the T-35 continuing to go in. And there we go, closer getting another. Yeah, he should get the command tank up to help the Tiger as he gets the defensive bonus. Increasing the damage taken, but no, a bit too slow to move in there. Tiger constantly being hunted down here. Close to victory 2. There we go, increased range, but that's not what we're using now. Another T-35 down. Panzer command tank needs to link up. Pack 40's everything. Marked vehicle still down. Grenadiers need to Panzer post it something. Veteran choosing for the fire approach to be an obstacle. Command tank arriving. Can he get there in time? For some reason the defensive bonus is not applying. No, wait, it's starting to apply to teammates actually. Silly me. Oh, scheiße, it went down, the Tiger went down. A heavy loss there to Sarai. As that was otherwise a strong option there for them to really get a bit of an extra punch in the longer term. That Veteran 2 Tiger could have really given them a chance of getting back in the field. Another ISU-1 arrives as this happens. Obviously.
We are ready.
That was definitely somewhat of an engagement in the end. They managed to take out an ISU-152 and 4 T-35s, although a bit of help from Soviets there. I'm sure the pilot of that one, Stromovic, is going to find himself with some pretty heavy interrogation after this battle.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Sadly though, Giap didn't really have much surviving then, certainly not the armoured cars. Only the command tank made it reasonably well out of that one alive.
Target vehicle marking available.
Setting up looking too good here. Those are getting wiped out there by a rather murderous hailstorm of everything that can be lobbed at them. DPs and other things lying around across the battlefield, mines being scattered as well. Time to fight here for the fuel point. Another bit of counter-attack tactics here from Giap. So this time where's up? Molotov off. The situation is definitely chaotic. Interesting to note, by the way, not a single grenadier has a light machine gun. I'm actually a bit surprised at that one. I would have figured the Germans might have had that. Might have given a bit better presence early on versus the Russians, but no. No such luck here. Alastor making up to cover. Maybe be cleared out. In fact, the Alastor will have to get out of there, I think. Quick fragmentation grenade, and I don't think they'll make it out of there back home. Oh dear. At least they didn't lose empty to the Russians. Command tank moving in. Oh, hell, one hell hit there from the ISU-152. Popping smoke, good job. Gute Arbeit. Veteran 2 there, strips and added. Harder to penetrate the armour. And looks like the Puma might try and hit the ISU-152 from the side. Tiger moving in as well. Cannon more command tank. I think they might be pushing a bit now. Port man is also moving in. He should have had at least one more armoured car pulsing for that. And oh, there we go. Still, I think the Germans might be getting a bit reckless, a bit too reckless. They did set it up quite nicely as the previous time. There we go. Start the car starting up. And more command tank needs to stop that. Another bombing strike this time, also failing to actually do anything to the Germans. ISU-152 pulls back quite nicely. The Tiger can't even catch up with it. Bit awkward there. And command tank Pack 40 pulling back. ISU-152 they're very low on health. Can the Tiger do this? ISU-152 turning. Oh, still turns faster than the Tiger can get around it. If the Tiger would just get behind it, it might have a chance. For some reason it's not quite working out. Oh, there we go, there we go. Fine, stops moving as well.
We have an isolated sector.
Oh, it missed. It should have stopped up. I mean, always know, stop and shoot with tanks. Don't try to shoot on the move. Fragmentation bomb run, maybe a strafing run. This is, oh no. Guards got wiped out, but the Tiger's having trouble actually either hitting or penetrating the front armor. Not entirely sure what. Oh, it's hitting. Again, he should try to stop and shoot. Stop and shoot. There we go, Tiger went down. Again, I think had Alastor stopped and shoot, he could have gotten that ISU-152 instead. He kept moving, decreasing the accuracy of the Tiger, allowing the ISU-152 to active while at the same time, I mean, he's surprisingly nimble for a heavy assault gun. The way there in the end, I think the Germans were a bit too early out there. They should have waited a bit more until they had a slightly larger force to take it on safety. Instead, they basically ended up wasting well, pretty much everything else they had in armoured, anything remotely armoured. I mean, they were able to do some damage to the Soviets. I think they wiped out a few squads there. Jesulin's force size is in fact greatly diminished, and even notably is a bit limited. Now largely just support weapons.
Enemy has destroyed a panzer.
But again, the German armour just got crippled. Had that not been the case, I think the Germans could have definitely stand a much greater chance of winning. Now there's still a chance the Soviets can get back in the fight, particularly with that IS-152. Still, the Germans are keeping up well. Despite everything else, they've actually managed a nice comeback. They now in fact hold most of the map for once. Fuel cache going up, they're desperate to get more fuel. Well, again, another Blitz might be the more cost-effective choice than a fuel cache at the moment. Another Puma there arriving for Giap. Giap certainly seems fond of those Pumas, so they imagine what he could do with a Panzer IV flank now, IS-152, which is, by the way, receiving some repairs there most expeditiously.
Complete.
Yes?
Enemy fire!
Bit of trouble there holding almost the map. Looks like they're ready to sort of flank around here.
Cargo trucks are now available.
A third Orbital Blitz.
To aid in resource production.
Securing the point here. I wonder, what does that result in terms of resources? Does it double the fuel cache or just the point itself? I can't remember. I think it's just the point itself though. So it sort of gets like 3 times as much fuel out of that point. If it does anything.
We are ready!
The Germans though are getting now a ton of fuel compared to their opponents. Of course, there's a slight chance of another tank. There go Puma flank about, but the problem's a bit the field guns overall. Which overall means the Puma does not have much chance of knockdown. There we go, knocked out. Yeah, probably should consider shifting out towards more regular armor now, or building up a sizable Puma force instead of just trying to shifting one at a time, instead of trying to feature the opponent piecemeal. And now it looks like Jesulin's managed to mobilize another pair of T-45s. And the Germans don't really have much of it back. Their packs also got wiped out in that assault, so they're also in that department rather buggered. Now, of course, the IS-152 is moving up further and further. The Germans are now rapidly losing all the ground. They've expended so much blood and cooked steel to take.
Shooting us up! Sounds like Napoleon's army!
And of course, now the Soviets have even more anti-tank gunnery to cover their IS-152 with, so in case it gets flanked, whatever gets flanked is doing the flanking is going to take an awful lot of anti-tank gunfire. Another Puma from Giap, he seems to love those. So sadly, none of them has even reached Veterans 1. Blitz is flying around, looks like this one's about to get knocked out. Desperately trying to escape, and no luck. The situation, the last one there, certainly accurate to describe the situation as we're fucked. Puma there flying away. Bit of Pack 45 as well. Alastor here leading a direct assault and, well, getting murdered in the process.
Scout car awaiting orders.
1-2-5 close to getting knocked out, but otherwise not quite. The court-mounted half-track proving ever the beast as well. They're flanking on the MD-42, that's bad news for the MD-42. It's the only thing covering the MD-42 is Puma, which means there's no salvation in sight. Artakea still rather looks like things are falling apart here for the Kampfgruppe.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Not looking good one bit whatsoever.
The enemy has broken our supply lines. The
And it's
territory
getting
is under
pinned
contact.
down. Alastor most likely aiming for another Tiger tank. But this thing's not going to do much. Very close is reaching Metro 2 for the RC-152.
Taking enemy panzer fire.
And there you go. Puma took one hell of a hit, almost knocked out.
I suppose you need cannon fodder.
Man engaging to try and knock out the blitz, by the looks of it, getting stopped here by machine gun bunkers and a few grenadiers. Expecting these constables about to get very quickly get knocked out. Oh, and a tank grenade nonetheless, and attempt it. There we go, they actually get the open blitz. Another logistical vehicle knocked out.
Yeah.
And there you go, Vetri 2, an increased rate of fire for that RC-152. This is overall bad news for anyone on the receiving end. Mortar crew dead.
Ostrup ready.
Looks like another Austrian reserve had been summoned up here by Giap. I suppose he could try for a third one, but at the same time it's a bit limited what that's going to achieve.
You need something built? Or blown up?
Requested units have arrived.
Apparently they retreated fully with a light machine gun. What was that all about? That's the first time I've seen that.
New units are ready to deploy.
How very odd.
We are losing the
Being repaired,
sector.
victory point there being secured. And this
Ready as
Ostrom
we'll
reserve
ever be.
is basically not really worth it, since it's pretty much all raw Ostrom with not even a light machine gun. And he's actually gone above the population cap here. Milk Police has got more than he's actually allowed to have. He's breaking Soviet law.
Losing men here.
Pack 40 firing away.
We are under attack.
Another Tiger has arrived, third one. This time he's just gone for head on assault. Back chasing his bombing run, and sadly doesn't do much. Units getting murdered, blown up. Pack 40 cleared out. This is just now a massacre. Nothing short of a massacre. Another marked vehicle. Tiger exposing itself, and a bombing run going in. And ramming it just ensure it doesn't move. Taking no chance there, and there we go. Well played, so on.
We must stiffen our resolve. We are down to 75 points.
Good work, Ostrup.
Giap leaving. There we go, a very, very nasty 2 versus 2, which was close to being fully in the Germans' favour, but sadly they'd suffered 2 heavy armour losses, and then they got a bit too eager on the second go, basically losing everything else. I think a larger problem was also initially in early on in the game, they really had a lot of problems. They were heavily contained all the time by the Soviets, which really made half of them sort of build up for any sort of sensible mid to late game sort of serious upper hand, or even just a decent hand, which certainly did not help them whatsoever. The open blitzers were able to sort of mitigate that problem to a certain extent, but ultimately not fully. And of course the question is, what could they have done early game? I mean, maybe a bit more infantry or something else might have proven a bit more useful. At the same time, I think one issue though was, in the end, they should have gone for a support armor con, maybe going a bit medium armor that way, instead of just relying fully on Pumas and Tigers. I think that was sort of one of the issues. Although again, nice sort of initial assault in the RC-152, but again the second one, a bit botched, though to a certain extent, also a bit poor luck, but at the same time, you know, moving while firing does make you a lot less accurate. And that is also something very vital to keep in mind. But I do think with a few Panzer forces from Stooks early on, they might have had a better chance of holding a bit more early ground. So those are some things contained there. But the Soviets really sort of played nice and aggressive, constantly shifted around, did their best to keep the Germans contained, and they did so. And that overall, of course, largely throughout the fight, really gave them a serious upper hand, which they were sort of constantly capitalising on. So it was all nicely played there. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, want to subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. If not, you know, send in a replay of your. We do provide some links to on the leaderboards where you are, some details and such. Otherwise, you know, feel free to provide feedback in the comments. Also, feel free to follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Links are in the description. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.